Hello lads and ladies, and welcome back for another video. On the channel today is Fleetwood against Swindon. It's Pete Wild against Ian Holloway. Now, Ian Holloway has transformed the team. For them, they've been really good since he came in, especially at home. He's got Shamanga scoring goals, so he must be doing something right as well. They beat us 3-1 in probably one of the worst I've ever seen Fleetwood ever. 2 weeks later, Charlie's out of a job. It was gutting for him, but we're a totally different side now. We've won 9 out of our last 21. You know, and 8 in 20 under Pete Wild. We're a lot better team now. We are, and we're 6 points off the playoffs. We are 6 points off the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to get in, but this season has felt so, not disastrous, but it's kind of felt like, oh, Fleetwood are playing. We've only lost 3 at home, but we've drawn 11 at home. So it's kind of felt like so close, and Bond's made it dangle a carrot. And it is, it's like a carrot's dangling in front of you and you just can't quite reach it. We win 2 games in a row, then we don't go and win for 3 games, and that's why we never get anywhere near. It feels like it's been up and down, but there's been a lot of ups, but there's been a lot of frustrations. We could be a top 3 side. We really could be a top 3 side, but it just, it's so frustrating. But it's foundations for next season. How would I rate this season? 7 out of 10. We've won lots of games. We've won 4-1 away at MK Dons and Crewe, and the other night away at Aki we scored 4. We scored 6 at Walsall. The Salford away game was brilliant as well. But then you've had 0-0 draws at home and away to Tranmere, the 1-1 draw at home to Harrogate, the late point shopped against Port Vale and Notts County, and that's just recently, the 3-1 away at Swindon. Fleetwood have either been a 9 or a 3 or a 4. If you are new to the channel, please give us a like, please subscribe. Can we go? We'll go for 170. Treble 20, bullseye. There we are. The big fish. Come on, reel it in. And subscribe for more League 1 and League 2 content. Today will be a tough game. Swindon done very well since Ian Holloway's gone in. He said he'd rather have a haddock than a cod. Well, I want 3 points rather than a point, and I think he'll be the same as well. He spent great memories here, you know, at Blackpool, where he got them up to the Premier League, got relegated with I think 38 or 39 points, record points tally for coming down, scored a lot of goals, took the hearts of the footballing nation, and then obviously lost in the playoff final the next year to West Ham, who have gone on since and won a European trophy. So
please welcome the Colour Army. Please welcome your Fleetwood Town.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon Phil, can you hear me? Yeah, not the greatest of starts.
To pick up all the 3 points in so far this season.
Yeah, you bang on the money there, Phil. That's exactly where Fleetwood have gone wrong all season. Every time they get a little bit of joy, every time they win a couple in a row, and you say 6 points off the playoffs. You know, we had a laugh about it going, you're going to ask, Pete after the game about it. They're put down to reality. 11 draws at home, you just draw 3 or 4 of those, you're into the playoffs. It's been a frustrating start, really. 40 games in, Fleetwood no real nearer than they were 30 games or 20 games ago, but foundations are building here, Phil. Harry Smith can come into the game. You get your big centre forwards are good at set pieces at Swindon as well. From what I've seen, they bullied us on that occasion as well. Tell you what though, Phil, just going away from the game and just looking to the side of us in the hospitality lounge, you've got Medley, Ronan Cochran, Ryan Broom, obviously Ryan Graydon, Zet Medley as well, and Harrison Holgate all to the side of us, not even fit. And this is adding to these players that are off but doing well. If they were all fit, this season could be totally different, couldn't it? And, to be fair, this week, Phil, Jack Kershaw, one of my mates, put on Twitter, how long until we see a Harrison Neal thunderbolt, really, from the edge of the box going in? And Louis Marsh replied with a gif saying, never going to happen. Maybe a little dig at his fellow teammate a little bit, and that shows you the camaraderie. And I bet you're in there now thinking that was so close, and it's a really good effort as well. That's a penalty all day. Penalty. Does well, and Shamanga chance for his 9th of the season. Scored 2 of these the other day.
Bongo Shamanga waits. Jay Lynch bounces up and down on his goal line. Into the bottom left-hand corner, and Swindon Town very much against the run of play. They've got their noses in front, and it's Bongo Shenango.
Really frustrating, Phil. I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago the high line of Fleetwood has been causing all sorts of problems. Smith's got in a couple of times, he was offside, and you can see that's good defensive work. Shamanga time one just a couple of moments ago, the ball through was too thick for him. It's another long ball, it's Glatzel and Smith that's involved that both get a foul. I thought the first one was a penalty, if not the second one was a certain penalty, and Fleetwood have it all to do. It's the same old story here at Highbury where Fleetwood get a couple of good results, return back to Highbury and can't back it up, and that is why Fleetwood are bang average in 12th in the table. It's 1-0 to the visitors.
We've got the noses in front. Fleetwood have been playing the high line at the back all afternoon. They were caught out, the ball was played forward. The man who scored a hat-trick.
Now 1 point keeps you where you are really, and Fleetwood have been able to stay where they are because they've been decent on the road in recent weeks, and they can find good performances from absolutely nowhere where you don't expect. Oh, that's as frustrating as it gets. Yet again, Fleetwood win 2 in a row. In the third game you can't back it up. There's been chances but no real quality there because there's no momentum there, no rhythm there. I am aware that we aren't a playoff team with all the injuries.
Swindon Town 2, and it's a good fight as well.
The visitors, and they've just got that ball out onto the far hand side. It's a good ball in, and it's a tidy finish. He's got space, he creates it for himself. It's a really good run, and Swindon get that second goal. It's that sucker punch that pretty much could end Fleetwood Town's season. It was another killer game against Swindon a few years ago, and Fleetwood have it all to do against a good set-up side, and it's a deserved goal, and Swindon lead 2-0, and Fleetwood haven't really got going in the second half, and you wondered, was that slow waiting for the second half? Pete Wild's words, were they going to be in the race straight away? Disastrous start, and it's the last thing that Pete Wild wanted, and Swindon are 2 up, and they've not really had to do too much for it. They've got 2 goals with 2 chances created really. Flipped on him, Matty Virtue's in an offside position, the former Lincoln man. There used to be an offside because that goal that Lincoln scored against Fleetwood last season was definitely offside, so hopefully that could have been his 10th goal of the season, which is a great number, and that could have just changed the dynamics of the game, and straight away Swindon are going forward. Yeah, you could say that. Absolutely the story of the season, Phil. You get a good couple of moments, a bit of sunshine and a bit of rainbows, and all of a sudden a downpour of rain on a sunny afternoon as well, ironically as well. And it always comes at you when you least expect it, and you've come to expect it now with Fleetwood. You just got on a little bit of a run in, and then you hit back, and that's mid-table for you. And unfortunately, you've got to be good for 5-6 games at a time. He's going to get results off in the north, and the ball goes across straight. 3-0. It's all gone wrong in the second half, and Fleetwood are 3-0 down, and we're 3-0 down without really having a go. I said a few minutes ago we probably want to lose 3 or 4 with having a go. Of course you want to get back in it, but you'd rather lose by having a go, and Fleetwood, it's disastrous. I don't want to sound too harsh, but this is the worst I think we've been under Pete Wild. I think this is poor, tame, slow, sluggish, nowhere near the races, and he's set some high standards. To win 9 out of 21, draw 6 and win 6, that's a really good record. You know, since obviously the first game was with Pondy and Matt Lawler, who did excellently to get that win, and the standards have been a lot higher, and I don't like being nasty on performances, but sometimes you've got to label it as that. And I think that not making a change to the 3rd game in a row when the lads have travelled a lot of miles, obviously to MK, they've shot up to Accrington, you've got limited training, you probably do a light training session on the Monday, Tuesday you're playing, Wednesday you're off, Thursday just about getting them enough information to the lads as possible. Swindon have come with a game plan and deserve to lead the game of football, let's be honest with it. Is they've looked more organised than us. When we've had the ball, they've pinned us in a little bit with 1, 2, 3 men, and you know what Ian Holloway's sides are like. Obviously the Blackpool side he had, the Crystal Palace side he had. Or I think that the club could go and win 5 games on the bounce. A performance like this was always going to happen. Let's be honest a little bit as well. I'm out of words, Phil. It's 4-0 written all over it, and Fleetwood, well, chances for the playoffs, scored 4 themselves these last couple of games, now hit for 4. We've had some stingers at home in the last 2 or 3 years. Our home form hasn't been good enough all season. This is only our 4th defeat, by the way. Battered from pillow to post today, whereas in the box they punished us with every opportunity. Everything's gone in for them. The luck's been in a little bit. We've had a bit of quality as well. And Fleetwood, let's be honest, even in box to box have been poor today. Swindon haven't been great, but in the box have been fantastic. In their own box have been fantastic. And then just to get back into the game, and there just looks some tired legs, some tired minds and focuses. You know, we always see it on the beach. They just want to get there to the end of the year now. They want to get off this pitch. They want to get to the end of the season and start again a little bit. For me, really poor from Fleetwood, but you must give full credit to that Swindon team who have scored 4 and simply just done a job on Fleetwood Town today. Built out of frustration, total frustration. There's 6 minutes left. I can probably tell you now, I'm having a look at that memorial. There's probably less than 150 people in. I'll probably say before there was probably about just over 1,000 people in that stand. Yeah, it's a hard one to take. Losing 4-0 at home is never great. Do I really think it's been a stunning performance from Swindon? I don't. I just think they've been effective, done the right things at the right time, done the non-negotiables.
The goals coming in the 37th minute. Kabonga, plenty of encouragement for a Fleetwood side who see better equipped.
A disappointing afternoon at Highbury, one of the worst I've probably seen Fleetwood this season in Pete Wild's era and probably ever at Highbury. From minute 1 the intensity wasn't there, we didn't look a threat, we didn't look like we were ever going to score, we didn't defend our box well enough, the non-negotiables wasn't there, there was no real zip in our play, we didn't play with purpose, and they were better at the simple things. They won the 50-50s, they won the connections, they won everything that you need to do to win a League 2 football match, and Fleetwood were outfought today. And for me, that is what the Fleetwood of the last couple of years, where they've basically, when they've conceded 1, they've conceded a second, when the third's gone in, the 4th one's gone in quickly after, and it's absolutely disastrous. And that is why Fleetwood are in League 2. That is why Charlie Adam was out of a job. That's why we lost 3-1 to Swindon away. That's why we were so poor at Barrow. And you label Fleetwood's last 4 or 5 games. You look at Fleetwood's last few games. Yes, we're beating Milton Keynes Dons 4-1. Yes, we're beating Accrington Stanley 4-1. Yes, we beat Crewe 4-1. Well, in the middle of that, a 0-0 against Tranmere, where we had to dig it out, we were terrible. We lost 3-0 away at Colchester. Again, we were okay for 45 minutes, concede 1, heads go down, terrible. Not the standard at all. And then all of a sudden, you lose 4-0 today. At home, on your own pitch, you won 6 times here in 21 times. I think we've won something like 23 times here in the last 90 at home. That's disastrous. That's terrible. And yeah, for me, I'm not going to mince words. That was a disgraceful performance. You know, I've stuck up for these players over the last few games, and look, they are trying. They're giving everything, and they look tired, looked out of ideas, look jaded today. They just look like they want the end of the season. I want the end of the season, but you can't go and put performance out like that. And we are out of options. We are down to our bare bones. But that is poor, and it says a lot when I'm resigned to it and I'm used to it. That shouldn't be the mentality. The mentality should be your Fleetwood. This pitch, look at this pitch. It's a small stadium. You know, you've not. It's very, you know, open to the wind. It should be. You come here, you get now. You know, we're starting to make it a tough place to come. We get a couple of steps forwards, and we always get a step back. As soon as the playoff push or promotion, potential promotion is mentioned, we crumble. Players are never on. We've not won 3 in a row all season. Why would that be on? So yeah, for me, nowhere near the standard. There's a lot of work to be done if we're going to be a successful side. we need 8 or 9 through the door. We need players back from injury, and the mentality needs to change. We need to see out games. We need to start winning games in a row. We need to start taking the games to teams at home, and when we start doing that, you'll see an improvement. The Swindon performance, I thought they were excellent, and they did things at the right times, and it was a fully professional performance from them. I wish them well, wish Ian Holloway well. He's done a good job there. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe. I will see you next week as we travel to Chesterfield with 5 games to go. I just want to get on that beach myself now.